welcome everybody. This is another episode of the Handball Show. I'm your host Martin Vilelo, and joining us today from New York is Bini Mustafa. He's the president of the New York Team Handball Club and has had a very successful season this year. How you doing?
I'm good, Martin. Thanks for having me in your show.
Yes, of course. So let's jump first into what the senior teams at New York Handball did this year. You have you won everything, almost every tournament that you participated, if I'm not mistaken, right? So can you tell us about what were the expectations or the plans for the season going into it?
Yeah, of course. We definitely had a very good season overall, especially in the men's competition. Our expectations are always exactly the same, right? Like for every single year that I've been involved in, all the guys that are part of the men's teams, there's no other expectation but to succeed at every event that we participate. Sometimes we're successful, but sometimes we're not. However, this year particularly was a good year for all of us. We had a lot of younger players join us in most of the tournaments. We started with the Michael Lipov Memorial Tournament in Chicago. We had a combination of guys from first team, second team, and the youth players who together competed hard, and we were successful at the end. We actually had a great match against San Francisco Cal Heat, who also brought their rejuvenated young team. It was a very exciting match. The finals was really, really tight. And then from that point on, we went to Denver. Same thing. We mixed the team between some guys from first team, mostly from the second team, and some youth players. That was a very intense event as well. We succeeded by winning in penalty shootouts. So everyone who was there was really happy, and they did get an experience of competing and learning how to win in tight situations. The third tournament is our close tournament, which we have been attending for over 20 years, which is the Scott Pace Memorial in West Point. I enjoy that tournament because, again, it's a tournament where you could be playing 3 games a day, and it is the toughest ones survive. At least for the weekend, but then after that we suffer big time. But that was a great tournament as well. We won that one. We defended our title, and then ultimately we defended our Northeast League title for the 15th consecutive year in a row, which basically put all the pressure on us to finish the season undefeated. So coming up to the U.S. Nationals in Iowa, we all wanted that to happen, right? I think we all wanted it so badly that we started really bad in the first game against Chicago. So, most of our players were really eager to show what they can do, but you know very well how that can turn around pretty quickly. Luckily, we were able to come back and get a tie. So this way we continue with the undefeated season, but we had a tie in this situation. Luckily for us, we started picking up a little bit more for the Nationals, and the guys got into a better groove, and we were able to to accomplish what we really wanted, to win every single tournament we participated. So overall it's been absolutely an amazing experience because we utilized different kind of players throughout the whole year, and that's always a good feeling to know that. We do have an identity. Obviously, with us, it's like no matter what, no matter who's playing, you got to play till the last whistle. And most of the guys, the new guys, did experience that because not every game, not every tournament was easy. Every tournament was a struggle, as a matter of fact. But at the end of the day, because of those struggles, we were able to win the finals against Nyack in Iowa. And most of the guys, really, this is to me. You got to go through these experiences instead of coming to a super team and everything easy for you. But they earned it. Most of the guys earned it, especially some of our young guys.
That's great. We're gonna talk about a little more about the young guys later. But I saw this season that some of the legends of the club came back this year to play, like Vlado and Sayed, right? So was that something that you guys were wanting to do this season, or just came about throughout the season?
No, they were part of throughout the season. I mean, we had Vlado, who lives in Cleveland now. but he's a part of us all the time. He came to play in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was a part of our winning team over there. Unfortunately, he, I think, cracked his ribs in
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, so he couldn't join us in the other tournaments because he was trying to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the worst part of it, it reappeared again in the nationals
Mm-hmm.
because he's a big guy and people do not have mercy over him because they think he can take it. But yeah, he's been injured for a long time. He played with a broken rib, I think, in the nationals. But we all know him. He's got a big heart. So yes, he was a part throughout the whole year. Saeed as well. He
Mm-hmm.
played in our Northeast League tournament. He played in the West Point tournament as well. So all these guys were a part of it, as much as all the other guys who came in, because we've never had 16 of the same guys play throughout the
Mm-hmm.
year. We have 4 or 5 guys that
Mm-hmm.
come in and play, and then you have another 4 or 5 we take from youth and from the second team, and then whoever is available for each of the tournaments, which is our challenge for all the clubs in the country. But no, all these guys were a part throughout the whole year, came to practice as much as they can, and I think I am grateful they showed up because at the end of the day, having some of this kind of experience
Mm-hmm.
when things don't go well technically and tactically, it always helps.
Yeah. And I saw you have the first, maybe it's the first, I don't know, of a pair of father and son playing in the club. How was that experience?
Yeah, no, so this is the first pair of father and son in the first team playing and actually winning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a ultimate achievement for them. And obviously that's one of the reasons why Saeed is back as well,
Mm-hmm.
because I think I was a pest with him because like, oh no, Habibi, I'm out, I'm done, I'm done. I said, no, you're not done. You have to be here now with your son. You have to show him. So both me and him, especially me, I'm very difficult with his son. So I'm like, I try to challenge him as much as I can, and Saeed is a part of it. So having that combination, father and son, in our team was special, just because again we are that kind of community. We are very family oriented, and to see them succeed. In fact, I tell Saeed his son did a lot better than he did in this tournament. He was incredible, and the thing is, like, he probably would not have Yusuf Sharabi would not have had a starting position if our starting right wing was coming, which is he couldn't come due
Mm-hmm.
to travel issues that are going on. But he took the opportunity and he ran with it. He was cold-hearted. He was executing at every aspect he had the opportunity. So I was very happy to see that the son is better than his father right now.
That's good. That's great. And so that was for the men's team. So how did the women team do this season?
Well, women's team, obviously this year, in my opinion, for as many years as I've seen them play, they've been the best. I mean, they were consistent from the first game to the last game. They were absolutely dominant from the first game to the last game. Their average was 29 goals per game, and they allowed only 14 or 15 per game. So our defense was incredible. Our middle was absolutely amazing. Pernille and Nikki were, hard to go by. Maria, I mean, this was for me, the best performance they've had. Now, I'm keep looking at the, um, justification. Why and how did it happen at the last tournament? We had such a great ending because throughout the whole season, our ladies team was suffering because we were going through a rebuilding phase. We had a whole new group of ladies and girls that joined us. We traveled to a bunch of tournaments. We couldn't just, we were close to doing all the things that we're expect to do, but we were lacking that cohesion to succeed and win, where people feel like better about it. So, we had people who were patient. Sile, who's running the team, the coach Joachim, also, who was as present as he can be because he became a father. So it to me, like, all the pieces somehow, sometimes they work in mysterious ways, but the climax of our women's team was amazing during the nationals. I'm very proud of how they finished because some of them have moved back. This was their last tournament with the New York City Handball Club officially. A few of them had babies recently, and some are going to have soon. And they brought their kids, they brought their babies. They were playing, coaching. It was just exciting to see that through all those challenges, they were focused. They had a great team chemistry. They had a goal that they wanted to defend the title. They had a good coach that knew how to guide the girls, and ultimately, I'm so proud of them because they performed the way I want my guys to perform.
Yeah.
We didn't, and we won, but they performed and they deserved everything that came their way.
All right, awesome. Congratulations to the entire club. Now you have the national championship for men's and women on the highest division, but we weren't able to do the youth this year, right? That's the one that we still haven't done. So tell us a little bit about how you guys started your youth program, how you started getting those youth players into your adult team as well.
So, as I mentioned to you before, Martin, my goal has always been in first getting as many people introduced to the sport because it's an unknown sport. We have a very big city with many mainstream sports who are competitive in every level from elementary to high school. Um, the interest of families that live in New York, obviously, it's always towards the mainstream sports, towards the college dreams of
Mm-hmm.
scholarships, and the accessibility of the sport where you can play it more often. So for me, it has always been a key to get as many kids every year introduced to the sport. And through that process, obviously, we can identify talent. Uh, so our partnership with New York City Department of Education is very important because every year we do twice a year, school year,
Mm-hmm.
11-week programs with completely different kids and up to 300 to 400 kids per school
Mm-hmm.
in one season. So to me, I see so many people that are talented, but at the end of the day, I mean, we cannot really say, "Hey, you come and play handball," because it doesn't work that way. We need to make them fall in love with it. We need to make them understand that hey, you can actually play this one and have fun, and not necessarily just push your idea through scholarships and you're going to make it to the NBA and whatnot. Because I think that's too much pressure. They already families have a lot of pressure. So the key is as many people introduced to the sport, and this way, we opened the opportunity for them to come on Sundays, where we started this. I mean, I call it Youth Academy. It's not an academy because we're just allowing them to come in from the schools or
Mm-hmm.
wherever we go meet them to continue getting
Right.
better with more specialized coaching. So that's a process that we've been through. And then, of course, we work with individual schools. We go sometimes, we do a 2 3 days clinic or a week clinic. We introduce them so they can start internally build the team with their athletic directors and the phys ed teachers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it turned out to be for us to do the first NYC Youth Cup. Getting into as many schools. Obviously, you're aware of it because you've done the first part of the big system that you've started in California. You are a lot more how can I say professionalized considering what we do here. But to me, the key is I need to have 10,000 kids know the sport, and then we'll find the best way to move them to different levels and give
Mm-hmm.
them more opportunities. But first, I need as many kids to know the sport.
Right. Okay. So before we go into the tournament that you have yesterday, the kids or the players that joined your senior teams were from this academy, or you were identifying them in other ways?
I mean, we those players found us because
Okay.
you had some families that came from Europe, and the kids played handball in back home,
Mm-hmm.
and they looked for a handball club. They joined us. We had 15, 16, 17, 18-year olds. One of them is actually the kid that you sent to us, Hugo
Mm-hmm.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Uh, so we had these 4 or 5 guys who are under 18. I mean, we have a few other guys who are under 19, but I don't consider them kids, but the
Yeah.
under 17 are kids. So these are the boys that started doing exactly what we want them to do, is like build friendships. They became friends. They joined us in every tournament we competed as our bench players, learning the culture, learning the chemistry, uh, it's funny because, they come in and they're of course confident, like, I want to play, I want more time. And like, okay, you give them a time and then they don't do very well. Their confidence goes down and you try to work with the parts like, listen, your time will come. It's a step-by-step process. And then your time will come, right? So these guys not necessarily just were playing, but also they were part of coaching the other kids, younger kids than them. So they were involved with our Sunday program. All four of them were as assistants to Coach Max, who was running the clinics, but he had them as supporters who could work individually with one or two other kids who were under 12 years old. So they are part of the system to not only look after themselves to improve their quality of game alone because they can get that, but also to be a part of you know having an impact with the community as well. Because as soon as we get them to be a part of the community, we have support and help and attract other younger guys and girls that want to play.
And so, and I saw in the videos that you posted that they were coaching yesterday as well, some of the teams. So tell us how you got to organize that event, what went into it, how much work, how much people actually help you to get it organized, and then how it went.
Yeah. So the whole NYC Youth Cup came out to be from a discussion I've had with the Lycée Français School and the German International School the last few months. We worked with both of them, and I've been working with a public school as well. And the whole idea is like, okay, we have enough teams from each school to have a four-school tournament, right? So the idea was to be small. We talked together to maybe do something together from California and New York to do this Youth Cup, USA Youth Cup. And all of a sudden, from having four teams, thanks to the athletic director of Lycée Français, Nicolas Martinez, he comes up to me like, okay, yeah, this is a date that I can take both gyms in the school, and I have enough teams to do a bigger tournament. And I said, okay, good. I thought it's going to be 18. And all of a sudden, we had 7 schools interested. We had 300 kids signing up for all these teams. And I was like, holy cow, I was like, how are we going to do this? I mean, it was just impossible. There was no way theoretically that we could do this in these 2 gyms. So we started talking a little bit more, and the idea, which I've been working on during our practices for the last few years, is like the 5-on-5 training, which is the best way of teaching people how to play handball, especially when they're beginners. Removing the dribbling, because the moment you remove the dribbling, people pass, people move, people have fun, and people get a better workout from this opportunity. So we decided, okay, we're going to do 5-on-5. We're going to have 2 times 4 minutes per game. So it's going to be very quick. There's not going to be stopping. So we said, okay, we're going to give it a shot. So the strategy, the plan was set in place. But then again, we needed people. And of course, I reached out to a bunch of our members who were absolutely excited and willing to help. We had Vafa, who is the head of NRC. He decided to come over and do the refereeing and take over on that aspect with the help. Every single person in the team, Stephanie Moreno, who came to you and got the IHF license, she was there as well, together with Celia. They were running the girls section of the team. Just 2 of them. They did a better job than all of us on the other side with the guys. So we had help from the young guys to the older guys to Vafa as a referee. So everyone was involved. Everybody chipped in to make sure that, first of all, we stick on time. I mean, to me, that was my intensity usually comes on the aspects of things being done on time and not waste a second, because all it takes is one injury or something stupid to happen and everything falls apart. We didn't have any margin for error. And the crazy part, when it ended at exactly the time we said it's going to end. So I was like, this is crazy. This is incredible. But I'd rather not do it in 1 day next year. So I talked to Nicholas and I said, we're going to have to do it in 2 days. He said, yes, I agree. So it was huge. It was success. All the schools had fun. We saw a lot of talented players. I mean, I think all these private schools, the French schools and German schools, I mean, not that they've played handball a lot in their lives, but they probably have watched it.
Right.
But they're physically capable. I mean, they're fit. Their eye-hand coordination is perfect, and the ability to work with each other is there. So it's very easy to teach these people how to play and how to explain the rules, and very quickly they can get into it, and then you see a lot of talented players.
All right. And so, what are the plans for continuing with this tournament next year? I saw that you wanted to make it bigger, better. So, what are the ideas for next year?
So yes, first is we are going to invite all the French schools from around the country. So you do have a Lycée Français in California. So we're going to invite them to come as well. We're going to invite a few other private schools around the area as well. So it's basically we're just going to add as many schools as possible to be involved in the tournament. Again, to me, I wish we could do it somewhere where there's a big space, one big gigantic space, and put 4 courts,
Right.
and then we could actually have thousands of kids play without a problem. I don't think that's going to happen because that would add a huge cost to something that still not financially, workable on its own in that grand scene. But the school of Lycée Français has 2 gyms perfect for this kind of event, so we can use them for 2 days in a row. Maybe we'll do it during the weekend if they think it's appropriate. So more schools, more from entire country, and of course your schools are they don't have to be private schools. Your schools are welcome to join.
All right. And so you say so all the schools that participated this year were private schools. You plan to invite all the other schools that you work with, or not?
It wasn't. We also had the public school as
Oh, okay,
well.
okay.
So yeah. So they joined as well. I mean, obviously that's the school MS217 from Jamaica, Queens is the school that I work. There are kids from the school, and then there's another program that we work with the Rising Stars, kids who need some extra help, whether academically or whether that physical aspect of it. We work with that group for the entire season. Again, this is a group where you say like in the beginning of the season or 2 years ago, it's like you don't consider them to be the favorites. But yesterday, honestly, they just had a jitters in the first game, and in here you cannot lose a game. But they scored the most goals. They had some of the most attractive plays, and they had some excitement in them. And obviously, they were very unique in how they played. And they are super excited. Like they want to have another tournament because they knew that first game jitters ruined their chance of winning the trophy because they are actually very good. And they're a public school and they work really hard throughout the year. So we're going to have other public schools join us again, depending the amount of time we have.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So, and what are the plans for the New York City club, like the senior teams, for next year? Like, I'm assuming you want to win everything again.
I mean, we always start with that. We don't even think about it.
Okay.
It's like it's a part of the identity. Like where we go, if we're competing, doesn't matter first, second, third team. The idea is we go to give ourselves an opportunity to win by competing hard, by doing everything we can on the court. So that's never a doubt because at practice, that's what I want people to feel, even at practice. I want them to feel the intensity of competition. I want them to feel the intensity of wanting to be there on the court when it's time to play. So that is always a given. We want to do the best next year. And hopefully next year, we're going to have even more younger guys to join the team. And slowly, like, Saeed, Vlado, me, I mean, our time has passed. We come and help when it's time we need to. But at the end of the day, we'd love to have as many young people continue playing for both of our men's teams. So, we want to continue doing the best we can.
All right. So if there's anybody out there that wants to try handball or moves to New York and wants to join the club, what are the best ways to reach you guys?
I think our website has every single information any person needs to have when it comes to joining us. So it's NewYorkCityTeamHandball.com. You have from FAQs, instead of asking us questions, you can go read them all first. If there's anything else you need to know, ask our Gritty AI bot that is uploaded there. It has its own um, um, intelligence, so there's a lot of people who ask questions, and it's updated all the time. And worst case scenario, if you really need to reach out, send an email, and we'll let you know what our next steps are. But anyone is welcome to join us. We are open to every person, whether a beginner or Nikola Karabatic kind of quality. You're all welcome. At the end of the day, I always say anyone who wants to join us, don't just come for the sake of handball, right? Come from wanting to meet people from around the world. Come because you want to be a part of a community. Come because you want to be active. You want to get to know more people in the city. And then if you want to improve and you have skills, this is the best place for you to be in this area. And if you're coming just for handball alone, I think it's a tough one because it's not always about handball. It's about the community and being a part of it. And that's key to me. Anyone who gets involved in our club has to have that desire to be a part of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bini, for joining us today. And I'm sure we're going to see each other again and probably check back next season once you have your second New York Youth Cup under your belt. All right?
Absolutely. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate the conversation. And yeah, we're definitely going to see each other one way or another.
Yeah. Thank you.